Hey everybody, I'm Captain Tommy Scoville and you were on the lifeboat. We agreed to, AM Hunt, good to see you. We agreed to try to give Streamlabs a back seat. And the reason is that Streamlabs is having a ton of trouble. I don't know whether it's the massive number of ships that are being shot down over the planet, or what the deal is. But Swiss Vapor was on hold. Hermanville, Kentucky, good to see you, Brandon. Miss Dragon, so here's what's happening. We're going to have to reschedule this, and I'll tell you why. We are 15 minutes into this, and there's no chance I'm not running this thing an hour. And I am walking out the door at 6 o'clock. Swiss Vapor had nothing to do with this. This is on me and on the Big Red Button and their new technology. We went from 54 people to 8, which is really a crying shame, and my sincere apologies to Swiss Vapor. I'm going to talk about overcoming adversity because this, people, was adversity. Truthfully, it was. It also gives me the opportunity to talk about some of the people who seem to be very upset with my recent decision. You know what? Do me a favor and hit the thumbs up, people. For real. Hit the thumbs up because we lost a bunch of it, and I would like to get this pushed out. M. Hunt. Ah, good. I'm glad that you like that watch, man. That's yours. And it's also tuned up very beautifully. I chose the dial by design. I think it's a good match for you. Let me see here, people. You're going to bear with me. One second. So, all righty. How's that for good stuff, huh? I'm texting right in the middle of doing what we do. So, I want to talk about overcoming adversity, and I also want to talk about patience. These are some things that are issues. So, I had a bunch of people reach out to me today to talk to me about the hat, and there's a lot of people who think I'm bowing to pressures of troll-like individuals, and I want you to know that quite simply is not the case. Because I'll tell you something: if it's about them, I go like this. And I'd leave this on, and I don't care who says what. But that's honestly not what it's about. It's about respect, and it's on my end. It really is. I have zero respect for the individual that brought it up. And that being said, this is an individual who told me that he was in a branch of the military and then changed the branch of the military. So more than likely, he's just a troll. But I would rather err on the side of being caring than I would to err on the side of making a mistake. Big apology to Swiss Vape. This one's on me, Swiss, and I am terribly sorry. I need an hour with you, brother. And the people, I am learning. I really am. I am learning. And Streamlabs is a deal that I downloaded and actually went out of my way to try to perfect today. And then we have been chosen as a beta test for the Big Red Button, which is really an honor. And the beta test, in theory, I could click on any one of you right now and bring you on. And I couldn't do it on an Apple device, but I could do it on any device that isn't Apple. And in theory, it is simply a matter of touching the individual I'm going to bring on board, which would be lovely. It's a really cool concept. Sadly, it doesn't work. So I will have to be reaching out. Hold on one second. I think that troll is projecting stolen valor and never served. Just my 2 cents. You know what? Whether or not he did, the people who have are deserving of a level of respect that I don't have the words for. I mean, and that's the gospel truth. And oddly, this is the 5th time since I started doing the lifeboat that somebody has reached out and tried to make an issue of the hat or of stolen valor or any of that. And without exception, I don't know about this one. I can't tell you with any kind of certainty. I do think it's odd that, they said that they were Air Force, and then in another comment said that they were Army. I think there's an excellent chance it's somebody from our past that's just being a, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say anything untoward on this channel. I really don't. So we'll just go with Dick. This individual was not being a very nice person, and whatever. But yeah, there you go, Franklin. I like it. The point being this: the people that did serve, I can't say enough. I can't, and I can't be respectful enough, and I can't put enough out there for those individuals. And if that means that you get to see my bald head, I think I'm just going to go that route. I think that that's probably where I need to go with this. I am so sorry, Swiss Vape. I really am, and we got to get this fixed. And people, I am going to roll that out tomorrow. If I got to reach out to, providing that that's okay with Swiss Vape, we will do this tomorrow. The man needs an hour. He might need 2. I paved the way for the bald head. That's funny, because I remember shaving my head I think I was in my 20s. Buddha says, I'm so confused. Buddha, we're not surprised you're confused. Let's be really honest. That is your resting state of being, is confusion. And I love you. Yeah, this has been a bust, and we lost half the audience in the process of doing it, and that's on me. Swiss Vape, it gives you a real good idea of how many people actually want to see you in an interview. We had over 54 people when that went sideways. So I truthfully am sorry, and we're going to get this fixed. Swiss Vapor says, it's okay, I'm used to being dumped. Feel your pain, Vape, I really do. And I'm going to fix this. In fact, I'm going to reach out to you this evening, and we're going to see if we can't get this fixed. Zenwen has been a member for 2 months. Ensign, love you all. Again, I'm here listening. Well, ZW, we're glad that you are. We really are. People, you know what? This is freeform, right? Because there wasn't a whole lot of 2 days, no booze. Went to the doctor and started naltrexone, and we'll be starting naltrexone in the next couple of days. Stand for truth. God bless you, man. I think that you're going to have some really, really fantastic results based on this. The science behind what naltrexone does for individuals trying to get sober is really, really phenomenal, and I think that that's something that's going to benefit you in great ways. We need to get Skipper a beanie. You know what? You know what? M. Hunt says, fantastic. Stand for truth. Tommy wants me to try that, and I really do want you to try that. People, I said this on the last feed, and in case it, you didn't catch it, I saw a video today of M. Hunt playing the bass guitar, and this is a guy I'm very tempted, and it was brought on by M. Hunt. I am very tempted to put something together where the people on the boat can sort of strut their stuff. I mean, we have some people that are really, really talented, and you know what? You read an icon and you watch the icon go by. I'm a rock and roll fan. I really am, and I think of great bassists. People that play the bass that really sort of got my attention over the years, and Geddy Lee was a big one, from Rush. Geddy Lee used to play the bass like he was serious. But to watch M. Hunt finger tapping like Eddie Van Halen on a bass guitar was, it took my breath away. It really did. And I sent it out to some people. My brother Johnny just said, "Man, that's impressive." I think that there should be a place where everybody can kind of have an opportunity to strut their stuff. I also got, no lie, 30 emails since I took the hat off that I have not used cigarettes for 48 hours. How cool is that? After the amount of time that you've been smoking, that is just absolutely incredible. It's just a hat. It's kind of your decision. You know what? It really is just a hat. And the hat, I'm going to do a giveaway. Somebody who is a subscriber on the channel one of the members, one of the officers' crew, will end up getting the hat. I'm going to do a giveaway, and somebody who is, who helps pay. By the way, today, people, we got another one off the streets, and this was really, really a good one. This individual was in the life and doesn't shoot, doesn't smoke. This person is eating M30s. That's the pill that is killing over 300, 350 somewhere in there people a day. And this individual is eating 3 of them every single day. And today they started medical assisted treatment. And that's, you know what? That's the dream of the boat. I mean, straight up, that's the dream of the boat. To get somebody to stop eating poison is it really is one of those things. Hello, Christopher Allen. Good to see you. It cheered me up today. I started out with one of those. Yeah, right, Buddha? Really good stuff. I started out as one of those days. And honestly, the troll thing I don't give a crap about. There was just a lot of other stuff that was somewhat overwhelming. I am concentrating like never before and living in the moment. And for me, whatever that means to you is great. But what it means to me very, very specifically is I'm not fighting any of my emotions anymore. That I think is where I run into my problems. Something frustrates me. And instead of just sort of dealing with the frustration, I grit my teeth and I try to fight through it. And I think that addicts across the board do this. This is something that and maybe not from the anger standpoint, but instead of giving into it, right? If you're feeling sad, feel sad. Work through it. Figure out why you're feeling sad. Reach out to people and shine a little light on it. Today, I reached out to Lady Crispin and I talked to her about what was going on. And I talked to my brother Johnny about what was going on. And you know what? You shine a little light on it and the stuff sort of goes away. And once it was done, I assure you people, the decision I made was after any anger or after any, sadness or any of that, when it was done and it was, over, I just said, you know what, man, this is all they got. This is all they got. The people who dislike the boat pick on this one because it's all they got. It's a difficult thing to take issue with a group of individuals who are trying to get sober. I mean, do you realize the epic DB you got to be to take issue with people who are trying to change their lives, right? You're going to make this an issue for you? Well, I got news for you. I'm doing that till the end of time. I am. Every time I have talked to a veteran, they've said that they see that as a sign of respect, as basically the ultimate sign of respect. And I'm going to keep doing it. The hat, on the other hand, one of the other reasons that I decided to go that route on the hat is there are a lot of people who have said in the past that if I just came across your channel for the very first time, I don't know that I would take it as seriously because of that. Right? I mean, without the hat, I look like a more serious individual. And the last thing in the world I would want is for that in any way, shape, or form. And I'll tell you something. Our interview tonight is a gentleman that served honorably in combat. Right? Not one of these yokels that is pretending to be something. This is a guy that served in combat, and I assure you, I would never do anything to insult him in any way, shape, or form. I really don't. Brandon Taylor says, "I think due to my journey, I feel healed in a way I never have before. After my aunt's funeral this weekend, for the first time, I worked through this without crap blocking my emotions." How cool is that? Honestly, how cool is that? I'll tell you something else, people. I've never come across a product ever where I thought, I'd like to push this on the lifeboat. Right? I've never been that guy. But I bought a product that I bought online, and this thing, honestly, has gotten my attention. I don't want to get too wildly into it, but it's sort of a stress release kind of a thing. And before I pump it out to everybody on the boat, whether or not I can make contact with these people, I'm going to announce it here in the next day or so. But I have come across a product that literally, I mean, you talk about releasing stress, like this was life-changing for me. And I didn't buy it having any thought whatsoever about the lifeboat. I bought it because it looked like a cool thing. And after having played with it, anything you can do, to relieve stress. And this is why journaling is literally the number one tool that every single one of you ought to have, including me, including anybody that's trying to get sober. You know what journaling does? It tells you what doesn't work. It tells you what doesn't work. And it hammers home what does, right? So, you know what? Very similar to a fidget, except this one's sort of an exercise thing, and I'm going to be talking about it tomorrow. You have my word. One way or the other, I will be talking about it tomorrow. Anybody that is having problems, I had a couple of more emails. If you go into the Dropbox, you should be able to enroll even if you are an Apple person. If not, find Lady Fiona Crispin, right? Any comment that she has left, and Lady Crispin comments on a lot of videos, and just underneath it put, hey, I'm having trouble, because Lady Crispin will reach out to you and walk you through the process, because I know that there are people. It's amazing that the big red button makes it so that if you happen to be using a platform other than Apple, that you have no problem signing up, but with Apple you can't. It's a bizarre thing. It really is. Gratitude, journaling in the morning sets the foundation for the day of appreciation. You know what else it does, people? Honestly, it gives you a basis for research, right? If I'm finding myself sliding into jackwagon territory, and I do this all the time, I really do. I can't stress this enough on the boat. I can't stress this enough. You see the best of me. You don't ever see the worst of me, right? When I couldn't get Swiss Vape on right now, and I turned off the device and I went, yeah, that's not what you see. You see the calm Tommy. And it's easy sometimes to almost fool yourself. But if you're writing things down, right, you actually have a research paper on yourself. And mine is volume upon volume. I've been doing this now for a long, long time. And like when Q went off on me the other day, and by the way, Q's mom, I know you're listening. Let your son know that, and I reached out to him, I did. I said that, the best thing about Q going off on me? 5 of you talked about how that particular video touched you. And it just goes to show you that, like the story I told about the guy that said, hey, you changed my life with what you said. I didn't even know who the person was, much less what the heck I told him, right? Well, Q is affecting people's lives from where he is. You just don't know. And, people, the Charles Mansons of the world, right, get a lot of ink, right? The Ted Bundys of the world get a lot of ink. And it's a sad world that we live in, that to be really honest, for every Charles Manson, there are thousands of people like M. Hunt, right? There are thousands of people like Buddha, right? People whose just positive attitude makes this world a better place. Sadly, we don't celebrate them. It doesn't sell. The lifeboat is beautiful because of the people who are on it. It's not beautiful because of the things that I say in front of this microphone. It's not beautiful because of the hat that I wear, right? Or the cat in the basket. Those are all cool things, and it makes us feel like we're part of a club. But what makes this tribe spectacular is the attitude of the people here. The fact that no matter what we've done in our lives, we've all gotten up and went, I'm better than that. I'm better than that. We're all willing to come here every day and explore who we are and try to make ourselves better people. Do you have any idea how rare that is? I mean that. Do you have any idea how rare it is to show up for an hour a day with no other thought than, I can be better than I am right now? That's special. I mean, there's no other way to put it. It's absolutely special. And I'm proud to be associated with it. I really am. And I will make decisions along the way. I used to say that we would make decisions. And these days I'm making these decisions. I lean on a lot of people for their opinions. But I'm making these decisions these days. And every decision that I make is going to be to make this boat better. and I'm never going to apologize for any of them. Hold on a second. I am a recovering addict, but still need work. Is this a cool place? No, you're gone. I'm kidding. Absolutely. And you know something, Rachel? We all need work. We all need work. The fact that you're aware of the fact that you need work is epic, right? There are a lot of people, and this is a trap that is very easy to fall into. You know, I am sober 7.5 years, right? Off the top of my head, the first name that comes to mind is AKA Heather Joy. 14 years, right? Because if she's twice as long as me, that's a name that pops up into my head. I know we've got 33 years here. We have people that have been sober a really, really long time. This is a journey, right? It's a journey. There's no destination to this journey. This is a place that people come to try to become better. And whether you've been sober 4 minutes or 40 years, you need to get better, right? We all do. And a lot of the stuff that I talk about is so basic. It really is. But it's stuff that has worked for me, right? It's stuff that has absolutely 100% worked for me. And the reason that I highlight this stuff, Rachel, and everyone else, is because nothing else ever did, right? Nothing else ever did. 2 months yesterday. Thank you for turning the other cheek. Maybe a seed was planted. God will water it. Much respect to those who have served. Sarah, what a beautiful comment. Did everybody catch that? Sarah Normally, what a great comment. Sarah said, thank you for turning the other cheek. Maybe a seed was planted and God will water it. And much respect to those who served. You know what, Sarah? Top shelf. Comment of the day. That is absolutely remarkable. And you know what, people? That's really what it's all about. I would like to shower every one of those people with respect. We're losing 56 of them a day, people. That's the statistic. 56 of them a day are deciding that they don't want to live anymore. And it is coming because of drugs and alcohol. Sadly, our response to people that come back, here, get some more dope. Sadly, it's the truth. There was an article written, it was in Rolling Stone magazine, and I was still incarcerated, so it had to have been prior to 2020. And I remember reading this while I was in the segregated housing unit. And this individual listed all of the medications that they were giving him. And I'm not kidding you, it took 4 minutes to read. I said to the guy that I was in there with, and I was all day long, I'm in the hole and I'm writing down stuff for the lifeboat. I didn't know it was going to be called the lifeboat, and I didn't know I was going to be on YouTube, but I was taking notes about sobriety all day, every day. That was my kind of my focus in life. And I said to a guy, like, I lost my mind. I'm like, you got to hear what they're giving this dude, right? And so much of it didn't even make sense. You know, they had him on Dizoxin. Now, if you're familiar, I'm not a doctor, people. My advice isn't doctor advice. Dizoxin is the top of the food chain for people with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. It is speed in a pill, and it is strong speed in a pill. I have abused it, and it will keep you up for ungodly amounts of time. It's a very, very strong amphetamine. And they had this poor soldier on that. And then they're giving him 3 Xanny bars over the course of a day. It's like, what the hell are you doing? You're sending them up, you're sending them down. You got them on, tricyclic antidepressants, and then on top of that, you've got them on, SSRIs, selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors. The amount of stuff they were giving this guy just scared the hell out of me. And then the sad part of the story was the guy had taken his life, and you read the list of ingredients that they're putting into this cocktail, and you go, of course he took his life. What the hell? He doesn't know whether he's sideways, up, down, high, low, whatever. It's terrifying how we treat our people who put every single thing that they have on the line for us. It's abhorrent. It's the worst. It is the biggest. I can't speak to every country out there, but I can speak to ours. And it is the biggest black eye we have as a country. No question. Swiss Vapor says, I'm sober almost a year now. With my self-confident, calm, planned, organized mind, I would not be able to succeed Operation Sober and Stable. Thanks, Captain and crew. You know what? You gotta love them. Dizoxin is prescription meth, says Conky Donged, and you're right. right? You're right. And there's other prescription meth, but it is the top of the food chain when it comes to prescription meth. I listened to a pharmacist who says he can't order the ADHD meds. They're not available. One in particular. Sorry, people. I just dropped my silly putty. It's not really silly putty. It's for taking things off of watches, but it looks just like silly putty. Mr. Dragon, not all of the ADHD meds are out, according to the research I've done, right? But Adderall is gone. Like, they're really, really having a struggle keeping Adderall in business. Everybody loves a soldier until they come home and are turned into addicts. Wow, what a great comment. Huh? Herman Hill, Kentucky. What a great comment. And then we just turn our backs on them and crap on them. And that's sadly what's going on. Thanks, everyone, for being here. Is that Physic? Physic. I don't know that I have ever welcomed you to the boat. And Miss V says, hello, Fizz. I'm going to go with Fizz. It's a lot easier to say. Chase the heat. Awesome. Your pepper method might be what works for me. You know what, Scoob? Johnny's got pepper down to a science. He really does. Concerta, and another one was on the list. Okay. I know that nationwide, the one that they're really, really having problems keeping in, you have a number 3 on your sleeve. How kind of you to notice. I do have a number 3 on my sleeve. Yes, this is if you've been on the boat long enough, this was the shirt I wore the very first show I ever did. My ex came back from overseas, wasn't addicted to anything, but was totally a different person. It happens. It absolutely happens. Oh, nice. So, Scoob, you know what? There are a lot of people, Scoob. For those of you who can't read the live chat because it's not going to post for 24 hours, Scooby's talking about the piece she gets from gardening, and I hear this every single day. Swiss Vapor says capsaicin saved me. My brother says the same thing. Capsaicin almost killed me. I'll say that. I have had some cap cramp episodes that were just epic. I was getting meds filled the other day, and the guy in front of me wasn't able to get his Adderall script. I don't know why there is a shortage, but there absolutely is one. Guess why? Guess where they're coming from? The beast from the east has the opportunity to put the screws to us, and this is another one of the reasons that we have really made errors across the board. I am very fortunate in that my medical assisted treatment drug is manufactured in New Jersey, and I ask for it by name, by the manufacturer's name, because it is manufactured in New Jersey. There are some of them that are being manufactured over there, but there is a correlation between capsaicin and sobriety. I am 100% certain of it, and I'm going to tell you why, because I have spent a lot of time thinking about this. Number one, you get I just watched the first video the other day. Thanks, Dennis. I appreciate anyone that goes back and watches the old videos. I really appreciate that. I really do. The reason that there is such a correlation between people who are in sobriety and capsaicin, this makes an awful lot of sense. That's okay, ZW. You got stuff to do, we know. But I will listen to the end. Good night, beautiful crew. We love you, ZW. We really do. What is capsaicin? Somebody with a wrench hit John. I'm kidding. Capsaicin is the active ingredient in anything that really burns the snot out of you, right? So capsaicin is the active ingredient in a pepper that burns. It's not the endorphins, because I only get an endorphin rush on 10% of the videos I make. You're not normal, so let's take that off of the table. No, what it is this, in my opinion. Schrodinger's squirrel. Love it. Good to see you again. I love reading Schrodinger. It's just one of those names that makes me happy. No, here's what it comes down to. Drug taking, right? People that do drugs, and adventure seeking are two things that go hand in hand and always have, right? It cannot still be used topically in a patch over the counter to relieve pain. So there's that adventure-seeking part of us, those people who abuse drugs. You'll see that a lot of people that get sober take up skydiving. A lot of people that get sober take up bungee jumping. A lot of people who get sober because it's to a lot of people, not everyone, there are people who use drugs completely as escapism. They use drugs because there's something that they want, an adverse sensation. Well done, Rachel. An adverse sensation. Well put. There are some of us that use drugs because we're just trying to hide from emotions that are very difficult to cope with. And that's legit. And then there are some who just thought, man, I've never tried that. I'd love to try that. And there's this adventure part of us. So when somebody says to that kind of addict, man, you can't handle this. This is going to burn you so bad. Sorry if I missed telling anyone hello. I was starving. Just Ruth would like everyone here to know that she said hello. And she's a very kind person. And she means that. See, Swiss Vape says correct. The hiding thing is real. It absolutely is. And Swiss Vape has reason, right? He has seen combat. He's been through some things that for a lot of people, that's a reality. And for others, it's just purely an adventure thing. I had a beautiful childhood. My parents were great. To me, drugs were an adventure. And that's how it started. And then as I developed problems, some due to boredom and some due to escape. Yeah, absolutely, Rachel. There are some who do it from boredom. And it, again, sort of falls in line with what I'm saying. When you're bored, you're looking for adventure, right? You're looking for that next experience. And boredom fuels a lot of people's addiction. And if you say to an addict, if you say to somebody that's been abusing drugs for a long period of time, you can't take this. You're not going to be able to handle this. This is going to burn you so bad, there's no way you'll be able to handle this. That addict is going to go, give me that thing. Right? Honestly, give me that. And Dennis Dope was my best friend too for a very long time. Right? You never had to deal with it. You didn't have to do anything for it. It just did something for you, in your opinion. Truthfully, it just takes from you. But as a recovering addict, every time I offered, I was in a halfway house when I got out of prison, and I brought in, I think, 6 tubes of terror. If you went to any other place in the planet and you showed people going to the emergency room and calling 911 and all of the things, it's not that the tube of terror is that dangerous. It's just that tends to be what gets filmed on YouTube. So you offer that to the average person and they go, I'm not doing that. What, are you kidding me? When I pulled out a tube of terror in a halfway house, every single person there, guy, girl, everybody was like, I'll try one of those. I'll try one of those. These were people that robbed banks. These were people that did things that... Conky Donk says, Swiss Vapor, you're a warrior. Really looking forward to hearing your story when the tech issues are figured out. And Conky Donk, I promise you I'm going to figure them out. That's on me, people. That one is on me. Cigarettes were my best friend, but it became my worst enemy. Every drug becomes your worst enemy. When you go through the stages of addiction, and we've talked about this many times on the show, but when you go through the stages of addiction, it's a difficult thing to admit this, sitting in this chair. But when you first start doing dope of any kind, or you first start drinking or whatever, there are positives. Okay? They're not real. They're not. They're not one of the positives is real. But Scooby says, I've had a few addictions. I've been addicted to everything I ever tried at one time or another. I'm still getting a tube of terror. M. Hunt, you're not, I promise you're going to get a tube of terror. I promise you're going to get a tube of terror. Swiss Vapor, I checked out this channel because of my dreams. I don't want to go through the cycle of addiction anymore. Swiss Vape, I'm going to have to get you on. I got you. That one's on me. I got you. So, yeah, there's a correlation between adventure seeking and drug addiction. That's real. It really is. Now, when you add capsaicin into the fact that sounds like a tube of fun, it's the hottest thing you can possibly imagine. I've done a lot of challenges. I've done a lot of really hot stuff. I drank bottles of tincture. I don't know how many times I drank a bottle of tincture, but a lot. I really have I've done the whole bottle of tincture multiple times. But there is something about the burn of a tube of terror that is just different. And you do get a very serious endorphin dump from that. AKA Heather Joy says, I have a tube of terror in my kitchen. Are you going to eat it? And please tell me you're going to film it. The one I'm here for is cigarettes. I've been addicted to alcohol, cocaine, and cigarettes. Swiss Vapor, I have nightmares and insomnia too. Not from the military, but from childhood horrors. Can't mention a name on the YouTube or it's shut down. Yes, it would be. I could never do those tube things, says Miss V. You know what? They're really, really tough. Tube of Terror will make you want to... excuse me. It is the Tube of Terror is really, really hot. I mean, I will give you that. It is really, really hot. One of our kids lost a bet. Oh, please film it. Please film it. But anything that brings you endorphins, anything that kicks endorphins in. Now, is Johnny going to get an endorphin buzz? Johnny has built up a tolerance, just like you get a tolerance to drugs or to anything else. Okay, before I squirrel away, when you first start doing drugs, there are positives. Sadly, there are positives, and they're not real. They're up here, but very often, like if you're somebody that really feels socially awkward, and who, when they're 14, 15, and 16, does not feel awkward, right? So they have 3 or 4 beers, and instantly they're like, oh man, I didn't feel awkward at all. Well, the first time you do that, it feels like a positive, right? And then there are 5 or 6 people you meet at the party. Oh man, I met this dude Terry, he's the coolest guy ever, and I met this guy Bob, and they were so nice. And well, that seems like a positive, right? All of these things, when you first start off experimenting with any drug, all of the positives rise to the surface. And there are no negatives because you haven't gotten addicted, you haven't gotten a hangover, you haven't lost a job, you haven't, all of those things come later. And sadly, by the time they come, we have talked ourselves into the fact that this stuff is fantastic. The beautiful thing about things like jumping out of an airplane, capsaicin, right? Any of the things that can bring you the same kind of a buzz. Like I was saying, people, I have the Tube of Terror is just funny. It is, there's something to that. Okay, so look, I'll be honest with you. You guys have probably seen the ads. There is a device that you can put in your mouth and chew on. Have you seen the ads for this? If you've seen this, put a 1 up in the comment section. If you know what I'm talking about. This is a device that's supposed to tighten up your face, right? I did not buy this because I thought my face needed to be tightened up. I'm getting old. That's just the way it is, right? It's one of those things that I'm going to get old. My face is going to droop. I don't care about any of that. Honestly, I'm over that. The reason I bought it is I sat through the entire commercial. And I didn't sit through the entire commercial because I thought, wow, what a cool concept. To be really honest, I was busy, right? I was on a watch. And the video I was watching went to the commercial. And I was doing a procedure that you can't stop. So right in front of me, I got YouTube going off, and I'm sitting here and I'm trying to fix this thing, and I'm listening to this, and I thought, man, how stupid do you got to be to want to tighten your face up, right? I mean, how vain. And then this guy came on and said, nothing has ever taken stress away from me like this. When you tighten up every muscle in your head and you get blood flow going to your head, it relieved all of my stress. And I thought, well, hell, I'll give that a try, right? I am the Duke of Stress. So I bought this thing, and I tried making some of that. It didn't work. Yeah, I think you probably need to buy it from the factory. The one that I bought has 45 or 55 pounds of pressure, right? If you try to do that with your hands, that's a lot. Our jaws are very strong. So I did the repetitions, and I did 4 sets of 50. I should say, as I was telling Johnny, I did 3 sets of 50, and wasn't happening on the last set. My jaw actually hit the muscle failure occurred in the jaw. However, boom, right? Instantly, I got an amazing amount of blood flow to my head. And I promise you, these days, I am going to have that thing in my teeth regularly during the day. When I start feeling stressed out, or I'm on a watch, or I'm doing anything like that, I'm throwing that thing in and I'm going to chew on it. And today, I'm going to reach out to the people from that company because I think it is an amazing thing. Oh, you know what, Stacey Michaels? It technically is not Valentine's Day until tomorrow, but happy Valentine's Day. I love mine. It's blue. So, like, that kind of blue. I've got a couple of them. I've got a blue one. I got a black one. But yeah, I'm sold. Yes, tomorrow. Oh, Miss V says, blah, Stacy. No, you know what? Here's the thing. Valentine's gets a bad name. You don't have to have a significant other to enjoy Valentine's Day. You don't. My daughter's my Valentine, right? Nothing wrong with that. My mom is my Valentine. There's nothing wrong with that. You can have, and you can even, Valentine is just a celebration of love. I love Alan Valentine. I really do. I absolutely love him. I love Mr. T. There's a lot of people on this boat that I have very serious love for. Cemetery is one of those cats that, like, I can talk watches with Cemetery all day. And that's fun for me. Flamin' Jackson. Who doesn't love Flamin' Jackson? I'll never forget about the lifeboat. Thank you, Flamin'. Who can forget Flamin' Jackson? Flamin' is love on two legs. Honestly, he's just one of the nicest human beings on the planet. If everybody on the planet were a little bit more like Flamin' Jackson, we would be in a much safer, kinder, gentler place. The benefits of being single for over a decade is I never have to do anything for Valentine's Day. A decade, you say? I got you beat. Wow, say his name and he shows up. That is pretty impressive, isn't it? Flamin', have you just been sitting in the background waiting to hear your name, or what just happened? That's funny. He got summons. Flamin's got a pager. Buddha says Flamin' Jackson is that guy. He really is. Mark's temper would need to be 100 million Scoville units hot enough. Wow. That's fairly serious Scoville units. I don't think that there's anything with that many Scoville units, but if there is, my brother will eat it. Cheeseburgers and fries. Thank you, Jackson. I love you too, bud, and I mean that. Hey, seventh son. Don't do that thing. Don't say his name. You know what happens the third time you say that? Not good. He said Beetlejuice. Not a name you want to drop 3 times. Not sure if you've seen the movie, but bad juju. It really is. I tell my high school boyfriend, Happy Valentine's Day. Spread the love. Cemetery 76 says 16 mil is the highest. I don't know. It'll probably be 14 to 16. You know what? I have... the hottest I have endured would be, I've done a Carolina Reaper, pretty hot. The Tube of Terror was hotter. And the Tube of Terror followed by a bottle of Jacked Up tincture. And Jacked Up was a tincture that was pepper forward. It was just regular pepper soaked in alcohol, like the way they make normal tincture. And then capsaicin crystals, raw, pure capsaicin crystals, were dumped into it. Swiss vape, man, you're playing with fire. You're playing with fire. Yeah, Miss V knows. Let him do it on. That's all right. He's on the other side of the world. Let that guy show up there. Plutonium was horrific. If you've never seen my brother Johnny do the Plutonium challenge, you should go and watch it. Especially the one where where it was the I'm sober Plutonium challenge. It was a beautiful thing. And I heard a rumor. Just going to throw it out here. I heard a rumor that there may be another Plutonium challenge in my brother's future. Yeah. I heard a rumor that there could be another Plutonium challenge in my brother's future. In fact, you know what I heard? I heard he's in training to go for 2. I'm just saying. That's what I heard. Should set up a pepper eating Zoom meeting. Conky Dong, do you just want to see me burn? I'll do some tincture on here. I've always preferred doing the liquid form, but I'm not drinking a bottle. I haven't been doing anything like that in a long time. I'll do a full Robbie dropper or 2, but I say that, and then every time I bust it out, I end up drinking the bottle. The cramps are so awful afterwards. Really, just absolutely awful. I've had a piece of Death Spiral and a smaller piece of Chocolate Reaper. Both are hotter than, yeah. Blah, I'll watch it, but I won't participate, says Miss V. What about the Uncle Bull Cow Challenge? Drier than anything on the planet. Is that the one of which you refer? Yes, you should. That plutonium is a nightmare. Don't do it, Johnny. Last one he did that video ended quickly. It's just rough. How about 2 bottles of it? Because that's the rumor. I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but that's the rumor. The rumor is he's going to come out of retirement and do 2 bottles. That's the rumor. That is the rumor that I've heard. I also heard that he's going to eat tubes of terror until he can't eat anymore. Just things I've heard. Things that I have heard. Flaming Jackson, we are absolutely thankful for you. People, I want to apologize that tonight you just had to listen to me babble. I really am. And I love a good rumor. I am in love with this rumor, says Mr. Wolf. Yeah, get a bus pass because I've heard it's going to happen. I'm going to be there too. I'm going to grab a bus pass because I want to see that. Had some Mad Dog, gave me cramps. Yee. Nothing like a capsaicin cramp. If you've never had one, I'm going to recommend you avoid one. Systroming and Reaper. Man, I'd rather be burned than do systroming. I promise you. I'd rather do... Yee. All right, peeps. That brings us to the time that I have to walk out the door. I am so sorry. Doing an auction while you're listening. Oh, well, good. Hopefully you win. I bet the cat squirrel is sleeping peacefully in a basket. John knows what he's talking about because you know that if I'm going live, in fact, I'm going to try to pick her up really slowly because the pose that she is in is really amazing. All right, vape. Tomorrow I'm going to start this an hour early and we're going to get this taken care of. It's going to be the Valentine's Swiss Vape Special. Love you too, Buddha. All right, peeps. First show without the hat. Tomorrow, I will be back. Same squirrel time, same squirrel channel, and I'm going to have a Swiss Vapor with me, and we're going to do it right. I will reach out to you, Swiss Vape. I apologize. We will get this thing going. I am Captain Tommy Scoville. We will see you tomorrow night on the boat. And this is a cat in a basket. Oh, what a great animal. Look at that. All right, everybody. Good night. We love you. Thanks, squirrel. Sorry to wake you.